This is a random question. So are you still playing like video games and stuff? Because I remember you wanted to like go into these like tournaments or something. So how is that going?
It's going well. I'm not being as consistent as I should.
Yeah. What are you playing?
I'm playing Super Smash Brothers right now.
Okay.
Smash Bros Ultimate. Not being as consistent with my training, but like I definitely want to like pursue that as like my second venture once I get situated with the music stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely still trying to get into competitive gaming because we have a really crazy scene here in Indiana, and like not many people know about it. Except for people in Indiana, but that's kind of all that matters. But I mean, we have some crazy like fucking players in the esports scene who have like dominated like nationally known players, like my homie Will Brothers. Shout out to Will. If you ever see this, bro, like big up to you. This dude beat the shit out of me, like easy. I took one stock off of him and was super proud. And just like let me know that I have potential to grow.
Yeah.
But like this fucking kid, when I met him, he was 19. Okay. And I was like 21, 22 at the time. And he just has like this genius ass brain capacity where he can literally stare at a screen and watch a character move and literally count how many frames it was that they just moved inside of, while everything else
the world is going slow motion for him.
Yeah, like he's like
he's not part of this matrix.
He's kind of not, man. Like he's a fucking genius. But just seeing how Smash players who are really good at that game play, it's like elaborate ass chess, to be honest, and just it's really dope in my opinion, and I just wanted to be good at it. Like, so I ended up training, getting really decent, but like I got a lot of room to grow, but definitely still pursuing esports though.
Okay. Also, have you been watching any anime?
Not lately. I've been seeing small clips of some really cool shit though. It's so cliche. Don't hate me, guys, but like Demon Slayer is the shit. Like that,
I don't know what that is.
It's amazing. It's this fucking anime about all these like young child samurais and shit who have like elemental powers and stuff. Like the main kid has like water. It's just like it's crazy. I can't even really describe it. Like the show is so crazy. It's like it's a bunch of kids who are like killing demons and shit. Just oh my god, it's so good, man. Like Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone, what was I just watching? Baki was really cool.
I think I watched that one.
Yeah, Baki was cool. Sirius the Jaeger was awesome. Castlevania was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
it's epic.
Yeah.
Death Note was good. I feel like that's still my like favorite right
Castlevania was awesome.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
They told the story of like the Belmonts and like you know their relationship with like Dracula and all that other shit like perfectly. It was insane.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of OG shit. I mean, like Dragon Ball Z, of course, Naruto, whatever. Yeah. Like you know the OGs, the ones that have made their mark and stuff. But I'm trying to get back into watching a lot of newer stuff because like there are a lot of really good anime out right now. Like I've not gotten into Black Clover yet.
Crazy.
So
okay.
But
I'm not sure. Do you like incorporate anime, video gaming stuff into your like raps?
Almost everything that I've ever made, has at least one
reference,
1 to 2 video game and or anime references in it. There are a couple of songs where it's like more serious, and you know I'm like nah, we're talking about me. We're not doing the clever shit. We're talking about life and shit. But like when it comes to me being like my rap bag and just like being a rapper essentially, I love doing a little clever shit where I'll like reference a Pokemon bar or some shit and just Pokemon, Naruto, whatever the fuck. Like just I love riddling my shit with cool Easter eggs for the nerds because like people hear me and they're like they don't expect me to be like this like. Aesthetic wise, obviously I look like somebody that'd be into that, but it's just like they hear this hard ass rapper and they're not expecting this dude to just be into anime and shit like that and Pokemon and painting his nails, dyeing his hair and shit like that. And like when people see what I look like as opposed to hearing my music, they're just
it's definitely different.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's you? I'm yeah, bro. Like, and just it's cool because I know that only people who are huge nerds are really gonna get my music, and that's kind of what I want my demographic to be. I want it to be all the kids who feel like they're not cool enough and get to like, listen to this crazy ass introspective artist that just talks about life and all their favorite shit, but then also lets them know like, it's cool to be a weirdo, bro. I found my people. Like, you'll find your people eventually, dog. And, like, they're going to love the shit out of you. They're going to correct you when you're wrong. They're going to fucking stick up for you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find your family, dog. You just got to stay down. Stay you, essentially.
Yeah. So do you feel like you as an artist now is what you needed when you were, like, younger and stuff?
Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was on good bullshit when I was a kid. Like, I wasn't terrorizing motherfuckers necessarily, but I was definitely on bullshit when I was a child. And just, it was because I didn't feel I had a purpose. I was never taught how to have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mentality to be pursuant in something that I was passionate about was not ingrained into my psyche when I was a kid. Literally all that I was ever taught as a child was sex, and which is really shitty because that was the first thing. Like sex, video games, and rap music. And not even creating rap music, but just like radio shit. Just we didn't really have a big foundation for like being set up for success in my family, so I was just like, man, that's kind of shitty because I don't know. I grew up, I was doing a bunch of shit that I didn't necessarily like. I was like behaving like the people around me and shit. And I was just like, wow, this is kind of fucked up. You guys just like do this? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so I got to isolating myself, and that's when the writing started getting crazy because I was just like, my head's on 10 all the time. Like I'm thinking so much, and I like got diagnosed with like ADHD and shit like that. So it was just like, I was like trying to figure out how my brain was working so fast, but also how it was so sharp at the same time. I was just like, how do I like concentrate this into something that's gonna like, be beneficial to me in the future? So I remembered that I was good at writing as a kid, just kind of tried my hand at it, and then just like hold myself up. It ended up being writing, video games, smoking weed, kicking it with my friends and shit. And I just started deviating away from like my family and just like, that whole dynamic, and I just realized I didn't want to be like them. It's not a testament to say I don't love my family, but it's also just like, we're very different people. And the kid that I was back then is not indicative of the guy that I am now. So it's just like,
I mean, we all gotta grow at some point.
Of course. I really learned who the fuck I actually wanted to be. And I just chased that shit with like an almost sadistic hunger, because I was like very, very scared of falling back into that shit. I'm still scared of that shit to this day. But like, I just chased what I wanted to actually be so vehemently that just all this stuff started unfolding, and just I was like, oh, well, now I really don't want to stop. You know what I mean? So, but for sure, I would definitely say that like if I met Kid Me right now, he'd be pretty geeked. I mean, you couldn't have convinced me at like 12,
that was gonna
13
happen.
that I was gonna be performing with like a 6-piece band and shit. And I'm gonna have multiple crazy like professional instrumentalists being thirsty to work with me and shit like that. Like you couldn't have told me that when I was a kid.
I think recently I saw on Instagram that you have like 40,000 streams or something on Spotify. How do you feel about that?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because it's cool because I'm getting paid for the shit. But B is cool because I learned how to promote on Spotify. When I learned how to really push on Spotify and really understand how their algorithm really works, I was like, oh, okay. And then, because what people don't want to talk about, man, like, I respect people that are like, no, I want to stay true and I want to have a bunch of fans, who meet me in person and it's all organic and shit, bro. You're not going to hit a milli. If you're planning on that being your strategy, unless you run into somebody that thinks you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, bro, in person, that shit's not gonna work. You're not gonna be...
But I do think it works differently for different people.
I agree with that. But I feel like in 2019, where streaming is like dominant, streaming like not only killed the fucking music and film industry, it also just... It evolved it though at the same time, and like now you got to figure out a way to play the game, because before it was, I'm gonna stand on the corner with my DJ behind me, we're gonna rap. It's still effective. It's not ineffective. It's just not as effective as it used to be because everything's digital now. And I respect people who are like, I want to build it from the ground up, get it out the mud. Like, bro, me too. I do. I really do. But at the same time, dog, we're not getting younger, bro.
Yeah.
We're not getting younger. Anybody who's doing this music shit knows that at the end of the day, although you do want to be about the art and the culture and stuff, you are at the same time still trying to build an effective brand.
Yeah.
So you need to
and you're trying to get paid.
Period. You're trying to figure out a way to fucking get money, bro. So whatever fucking way ends up getting you money in a real way, that's all that matters. Like, shout out my homie Ali Buckets. Ali taught me this really cool trick. I won't spill all the beans at all, but he taught me this trick, sent me this link and shit, and I used it. And ever since I used that shit, fucking Corona got worked into Spotify's algorithmic playlist.
Yeah. As
opposed to like, you know, people's just listener playlists that they just make and shit. Because I had actually studied this playlist I was getting added to, and I was listening to the songs. A lot of them were trash, not gonna lie. But nonetheless, I was like, okay, so I'm getting plays from this playlist and people are listening to this shit. Okay, cool. So that means that not only am I a part of this playlist and people are actually listening to it, I'm a standout as well. Yeah. So as my plays kept going up and up and up and up, I realized that the more plays I got, the more it got worked into Spotify's actual algorithm. And then when I got worked into the fucking Discover Weekly playlist, I was like, oh shit, so now I'm just gonna be popping up on people's shit like because.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what that makes me think of? So you know when you go out and stuff and you see like a group of girls and there's like all the girls are like 2s and there's one girl that's I'm not saying you're a 4. You get it? But there's a 4 or a 5.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, she bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like she is bad.
Yeah, kind of.
But then you see her in the morning and she ain't the same girl.
Yeah.
But like that's what that reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. It's just, it's like in reference to that analogy, it makes sense because I'm gonna correlate being a 2 or a 4 to being an underground artist, as opposed to a 10 being a mainstream, or a 7 or an 8 being like somebody that's like independent but they got traction and shit like that, like a Draco or a Flacco. Like, you know, that's definitely the case. It's like you'll be among a lot of like runts of the litter and shit. And like the goal is to get noticed out of that litter. And all you got to do is just make the best shit you've ever fucking made. To be honest, like that's where the quality over quantity part comes in, because whereas you do need to keep dropping content, like period, you do need to make sure it's good. Yeah. You can't just drop whatever and think that people are just gonna understand the vision and all this other shit, bro. You're not that big. Yeah. You're not big enough to be saying that, period. Yeah. And I hate to say that.
Unless you know how to market.
Yeah, unless that is your brand and that is a part of the scheme, that's one thing. But if you're just this dude who raps and he like happens to be like mildly attractive, or this chick who happens to be mildly attractive, and you're making music and your philosophy is I'm gonna drop whatever and I'm just gonna get a bunch of fans and that's just how that's gonna go, that's not how that works. No. That's literally not how that works. Because
people drop shit and they think that they're gonna get like 1 million views.
Yeah, it's like people,
like right away. Like
people expect because they have access to Spotify and all the other crazy like platforms and shit now, because it's so easy to access. People assume they're just gonna get thrown into the fucking fucking fishing hole that's gonna have the 1 million streams for them like out of nowhere. And I'm just like, no, you still have to work for that, bro. Yeah. Like you're just in the pool just like the rest of these dudes. That's all it is. But once you figure out a way to get out of that pool, even a little bit, like you'll be in there. Like, because at first I literally had like fucking 69 monthly listeners on my Spotify. Now I got like fucking 2,000. Yeah. Like, and that's just because of Corona, to be honest with you. But I mean, like, well, Corona, Truth, and you and I. But like, you know, that right there alone, that's like 60,000 streams total by itself. And you know, that means that people.
So was the 44 Corona? Okay, okay.
The 40 was for Corona by itself. Excuse me. I had 17,000 on Truth, and then I got like 10,000, almost 11,000 on you and I. Okay. And then I got like 3,000 on Nike, which is a really weird influx, but we'll fix that. But yeah, just you got to know where you're pushing to, how you're pushing it, and if the shit you're pushing is good. And that's really what's ultimately going to make or break you.